Well, hello. We're here at St. Louis Escape, downtown St. Louis, where we have 7 escape rooms, soon to be 8, plus a retro mini golf. And we have this really cool pinball arcade that we're soon gonna have a liquor license, and we're adding multiple more pinball machines. But we're gonna show you how to set up a brand new pinball machine. And we're doing it because, this is a horror channel, because it is Elvira. And it's the Blood Red edition, and it is super cool. And we have with us today, here, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Christopher Riley, the owner and operator of West County Pinball and West County Lanes Arcade.
Yep.
This is my girlfriend.
I'm Emily.
Emily, and we have over here, what's your name over here?
No clue.
He's from Mars. He's Adam. Okay, so what we're gonna do, and I've got a timer out, and we're gonna see how long it takes us to put the Elvira pinball game together, and I'm gonna ask a lot of questions as we go, okay? So we can get it right the first time.
Absolutely.
Chris is a pinball expert, right? You can fix them, repair them.
Don't tell too many people, but yes.
Okay, all right. So, we're not gonna start the timer yet. And as you can see, there's the timer. And so Chris, what is the first thing you wanna do? It's in the box. What do we wanna do?
I'm gonna pop the top.
All right, so wait a minute, I'm gonna start the timer. How long do you think it's gonna take us to get it together and plugged in?
With the video, 25 minutes.
How many?
25.
25
With
minutes?
the video and explaining, yeah.
Okay, I think it's gonna take a lot less than that, but here we go. All right, here we go. The timer's on. All right, let's go as fast as we can. So you're gonna take the top off first.
Yep, just like that.
And by the way, Emily's a pinball repair expert as well, aren't you, Emily?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. She doesn't ever give herself any credit.
Alright, you wanna come over here?
Yep.
Alright, we're gonna cut out this front side of the box. It says truck from this side.
Truck from this side. We're gonna cut the box all the way down. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why we're doing that is because that's the bottom of the pinball machine. And we literally can put like the top legs on without even taking the machine out of the box. All right. And this is just, the legs are in here. And now the legs. All right. All right, so Chris, now that we've taken the package off, what is the next step we're gonna take?
You're gonna locate your 5/8 wrench and take these leg bolts out.
Yep, and unfortunately, and this is gonna slow us down, we have a little tool that we use to do this, and we can't find it. So we're gonna have to use a crescent wrench. That means it's gonna go slower. But whenever these new pinball machines come, the leg bolts are always already in there. And then the keys, okay, to open the coin box is always gonna be right on the flipper. This is a special edition of Elvira and has special edition artwork with like metal flakes in it and everything. It's really cool. And then over there in that white box is a topper. And we're gonna put that on as well. And Chris is getting the legs out. What is the powder coating on those, Chris? Wow, that looks great.
Looks like a really, really dark purple. Not quite a black, but it could be the lighting with some metal flake.
All right, so what's the first step here, Chris? Next step, the second step.
We're gonna put the front legs on.
Okay, let's put the front legs on. Now, Chris, let me ask you a question. Like, I know you're putting the front legs on and then we'll be able to tilt it down, but are you gonna do anything with these before you set it down? Or are we gonna leave them all the way up?
So I leave the front up like that, and then that way you can raise the back legs. That's usually what I do, but usually a lot of floors aren't level, so I wouldn't even bother leveling the game until you get it in this position.
All right, so we gotta tighten those, right? With our stupid crescent wrench. Now, we would highly suggest you have a socket set, maybe. And we had one, we couldn't find it, but we're making the video, so it's gonna slow the video down just a tad.
What works really well is like there's a set of non-marring sockets that are like for lug nuts. They have a plastic insert in them, so they don't scratch your bolts.
Now let me ask you this, Chris. This right here is also holding the head onto the machine, right?
Yeah.
So, and under no circumstances do we want to cut that.
No, I wouldn't cut that. That'd be a bad idea.
That would be a really bad
But that's
idea.
also why we didn't cut out this side of the box too. So if you were to cut that, the back box would just fly right open. Now I made it oops and I tightened these bolts all the way. You don't want to tighten these bolts all the way until you get it on the ground. You got it?
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah, we're gonna rush it.
Now we're gonna see it for the first time. That's R2D2 topper up there. And look at this game, it's also covered in a plastic, I guess, that we're gonna have to peel off.
Did you hear how the leg settled when it hit the ground?
Yeah?
That's why you don't want to tighten the bolts all the way when top of the cabinet. It's more common on older games, but if you've ever seen the side decals peel up around the legs, you want to get the full weight of the machine onto the ground before you fully tighten your legs.
All right, so we're gonna tighten the legs now?
No, not until we get the back one on.
Okay, so now we're gonna get the back ones on. Here, Adam, we need your help. Now it's time to get rid of the box, right?
We can do that. You want to cut it down there, or do you want to?
Yeah, probably. Look at that artwork. Holy cow.
Ready?
I will say a lot of pinball collectors are very upset about this game because Stern literally came out with a 40th edition that people were selling for 25 to 30,000, and they were literally encouraging it. And then because they got a new factory and they're trying to just make games to put on the line, they came up with this idea of making this new collector's edition of Elvira, but they sold it for the price of an LE, which is 12,000-ish. And so it greatly diminishes the value of the 40th.
Yeah, if they don't stop doing that, I'm gonna lose my marbles.
You're gonna lose your marbles?
Oh, dude, it's ruined. Like the collector value of pinball so bad.
I would agree that it has definitely ruined the collector value. Now see, they did the same thing with Jurassic Park over there. You had an LE, that machine was worth $18,000 to $20,000. They came out with a new LE version called the 30th. Actually, if you ask me, better artwork. Would you not agree it's better artwork?
Oh, this is much better artwork.
I'm talking about on the 30th Jurassic. The artwork's better.
I think the back glass on the regular LED is better.
Yeah. Well, either way, they came out with a new version of Jurassic, which drastically affected the value of the LE. Because I don't know, how many did they make of the 30th? Was it 500 or 1,000?
I don't know.
That was a lot.
I know that that's not a limited edition anymore, technically.
Yeah, I know, because of Stern and what they're doing. So, Stern has really upset a lot of pinball enthusiasts, and they're not just running out and buying pinball machines sight unseen anymore, because the market's kind of down. But the artwork on this game, I think, is the coolest of any of the ones they've done. What would you say?
Yeah, I could agree with that.
You want to let's get the pinball in the air.
Well, do you see what I'm dealing with right now? Is that they need to run a tap through these holes before they ship these games out. Because I can't even get this out just with my fingers. They need to run a tap and clean these threads out before they ship these games. Mr. Whoever's in charge of quality control.
So he's trying to get the bolts out, and then the next step after this is to do what?
Back legs.
To get the back legs on. And to do that, we're gonna set it up on a stool.
No, we're not.
No, we're not? All right, let's see what Chris has got cooking here. Adam, can you help over here? All right, so Adam's gonna help.
Want that bottom bolt too?
No, it's coming out.
Oh, we're trying to get one more bolt out, but look at this artwork. Is this that's insane artwork. My God. Anybody who's a fan of Elvira, and I was for sure. Look at that, he's just setting it right on his knee. Does that hurt, Chris?
No.
Okay.
If you can lift 60 to 70 pounds, it's not bad at all. Stern games are the lightest pinball machines.
Jersey Jacks are the heaviest.
I don't know, Spookies. Scooby-Doo's heavy.
Well, that's a wide body.
It is.
Some of the old games are heavy, like Star Trek, Next Generation. That's like a tank.
I take that back. Haggis's Fathom is the heaviest game.
So we've almost got the legs on.
Set it down.
Now all the legs are loose, right? So now is
we're
it?
gonna go through and tighten them.
Now I noticed that you didn't like raise the back yet. So we're gonna do that now, or?
Well, we can a little bit. What pitch do you set your games at?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Depends on how you want it to play. If you want to play it fast, or I usually don't level until I get it on the spot, just because I don't know what the floor is going to be like over there.
Okay, so now is a good time to cut the strap.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cut the strap. And you'll notice every time you buy one of these games, it'll come with some documentation that tells you how to install the game. We don't need it, but oftentimes, like in here, it'll tell you about, like, sometimes like in the playfield itself, there'll be like little foam pieces to protect different toys. And so you'll definitely have to read the directions to see if there's any of that, or you'll just open the glass. You have to take the glass off anyway to get the balls in.
Has anyone seen the razor knife?
And this is Elvira. Look at that artwork. Holy cow. That is like amazing. And now you're gonna see here in a second how freaking cool this game is, because they also changed the playfield artwork.
Hey Emily, watch out. I'm going to pop the strap.
All right, here comes the pop of the strap. Oh, didn't work.
Sometimes that works. Is the razor knife?
Where's your razor knife, Adam?
I don't think he. I think I had it
Down there
last.
somewhere.
It's
Might be
on
on
the
the
black
counter.
floor, probably.
Might be on the counter.
Yep, no. We're looking for our razor knife. We're wasting valuable time.
We are. You can blame me for that one.
Let's see where we're at time-wise.
Is the dog hiding it?
We're at 10 minutes. And we're not going as fast as we probably could. Especially if we had a socket set. Hey, you got that razor knife? Cut that strap.
Did I ruin your video?
Yeah, you did.
No,
Cut the
you're-
strap. Now we got Nick in here. Cut that strap, Nick.
Twang. Watch out, Em.
All right. So we're going to take this off. In the box is a good place to put all of the trash, as you can see. Now we're going to lift up this head, and you'll notice that there's 2 spots for bolts on a stern.
Wires.
Yep, we're all good there. The bolts are usually in the machine, right?
In the coin box.
In the coin box.
So we'll need to cut the zip tie. Or
And here's a little bit more information saying remove decal.
can you hold the back box up?
I got it.
If you let go of the back box, it can fall forward.
We don't need any of this, but it's also telling you to get connected to connect your game. That's something on a Stern game, and I'll show you right here. This is called Insider Connect, so you can document all your achievements on pinball, whether
Cotter key holding it in the coin box.
whether you own it. What's that?
There's no cotter key holding it. Usually there's a little cotter key.
Oh
It
yeah.
goes through the clip that holds the box on. There wasn't one in it.
All right. Now,
Looks really cool.
let's slide it back some so we can get the glass out.
So do you wax your games before you play them?
Now, do you?
No.
No. Oh, and then look at this. You get a certificate of authenticity that this is a Blood Red. I don't know why you get these, quite honestly, because you can clearly see that it's a Blood Red, okay?
It's because people can buy the parts. Like if you could buy a Blood Red playfield if you know a distributor.
But there's a serial number on the game that tells you it's a Blood Red.
Right, but
Because
you could still get a Blood Red playfield and trick somebody and buy decals and powder coat it.
it would be a lot of work.
It would be, but some people have done it, especially with Batman. That's the most popular one.
Yeah, I've done it. You talking about to make it an SLE.
Right, yeah.
Now you can see right away there's a paper in the playfield, so we're gonna have to get that out. But look at this artwork.
You want to take these back?
This is absolutely stunning. And you see there's a haunted house in there. And here's what I was talking about. You see the foam? We got to get that out of there. They have totally changed this the artwork on this game. You'll also see that there's plastic here on the side that they want you to remove. It's protecting this artwork. That is, oh, look at it. Now it glows, I mean, now it's so shiny when this comes off. Look at that. Wow, look at that. That's insane, is it not? Holy cow. And I'm gonna go on the record and say a lot of people buy pinballs the same way that they would buy collector art. These things are, in many cases, art.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I would say some games are not art. So, for example, this Aerosmith over here is done by a famous artist who's worked a lot for Metallica. I think he's called Dirty Donnie. And when he does this, I mean, it's like art. Some pinball machines have better art than others. Some I would say you wouldn't get because of the artwork, because it's not that great.
You know, do you get the Invisiglass?
What?
Do you get the Invisiglass on the Blood Red?
I don't know. Does it look like Invisiglass to you?
I can't tell because it's new. But something I did notice, Larry, is with the Blood Red, your rubber bumpers are black instead of like they're always blue, but they're black.
Yep.
And then your inlane guides are clear instead of red.
Yeah, that's as cool as can be. Again, talking about artwork, and here's Nicholas.
Artist.
Talking about artwork, let's just talk about the horrific artwork on Jurassic. So to me, this is not a game where you go, yeah, I want to buy that just for the art alone. I think it's not that great. Just my opinion. Game of Thrones is another game I wouldn't say you would get for art. I don't think that that back glass is just very simple and plain.
It does justice to the TV show.
And you know, when we're talking about Foo Fighters over here, not really a fan of that either. It's like an alien game. It has nothing to do with the band, but whatever. It's real cartoony. I would say Deadpool's artwork is amazing. Cactus Canyon has amazing artwork. Medieval Madness, that might be one of the top 5 all time on artwork. The Beatles has amazing artwork. Anything Christopher Franchi does is amazing. So now the next step here is to what?
We got the balls put in.
You just drop them in and then they fall into the chute.
6 of them. I wiped them off on my hoodie because they do come with a little bit of oil on them so they don't rust.
Okay, now explain what you're doing next.
This is the tilt bob. This is something that often can get forgot about if you get too excited about your game. If you're a location operator, this is an absolute must-have if you don't.
So people don't abuse your games.
Right.
It'll tilt the game and it'll turn it off. And it goes right.
There's a stem that hangs on the left side.
Yep.
And you just loosen this set screw. It's a thumb screw, and then it slides up on there, and then you can tighten that thumb screw. And I usually do about, I don't know, a 1/4 inch above the hoop. But I do try to closely match the tilt of all my games pretty even, which is, oh, you could spend all day doing that if you were nuts like me.
Now, outside of putting the glass back in it and plugging it in, it's pretty much ready to go other than,
You got the foam off and the paper off.
Yep, everything's off. As you can see, the glass is off.
We're not even going to check to make sure everything's plugged in because it's a Stern.
That is another step you can do. You can pull the playfield up and check all the connections, but we're not going to do that.
The Blood Red case also has the special inner art blades.
Which is right here.
One thing I do want to mention, since we are in video, that a lot of people skip about their unboxing, I made a note on it. You see how my door here is open? On a lot of the cabinets, you can scratch the glass by sliding it on and off with your door open, and you'll put this nice long streak all the way in your glass. And if it's the Invisiglass, that's like $300 oops.
So you're saying close the...
You should close the door when you take your glass on and off.
Now we're going to put the lock bar back in. Hey Nick, will you come over here and help us move it? And we're going to put it right next to Venom. Now this game has a topper, which we have. and it's over there. But this video is going to be all about plugging it in, and let's see how long we've been working on this. We're at 18 minutes. It's actually ready to go.
Did you see they ship your dagger rod separate?
Yeah, this game comes with a special shooter rod that's made of plastic.
Yeah, they usually call it it's kind of known as the dagger.
And so if you want to take something like that, a good place to put it is right inside the game. Yep. All right, so we're going to slide this over and we're going to plug it in and we're going to test it. And another thing I will tell you too, you see this book right here? This is very important that you don't throw this away, right?
Absolutely.
And you want to put that back in the game.
I wonder if they ever included the drawing for the trunk assembly in the new manual. For the original premium when they came out with it. Actually, this game, does it have a book? Yeah, the book's in here. It's in the goodie bag. When they came out with the premium, they didn't include the entire trunk assembly in the diagrams.
All right, so we're going to move this in place to some degree anyway, because we're not going to push it all the way in because we got to get the topper on it.
Didn't you meet Elvira?
I know Elvira. She's come to the Darkness Haunted House and done.
Did you tell the video about that?
Yeah, I know Cassandra Peterson. She's made 2 appearances here at the Darkness, including when she was in a limousine and we went to a Taco Bell. And she's a vegetarian, and she was explaining she wanted a vegetarian burrito. They didn't understand what she was saying, so she had to roll the window down. And they said, wait a minute, aren't you Elvira? And she said, yes, I am. Hey, let's not put it all the way in because we got to get the topper on. Here's the plug. Let's plug it in. Let's turn it on. And let's see how long it took us. Hey, Nick, pop this topper open, will you? We're at 20 minutes. And if we would have had a socket set and wasn't talking so much, we probably could have done this in like 15-ish minutes, I would say. Is it turned on?
Yeah, should be.
No. Oh, there it goes.
These new ones take a little bit.
So, Chris, you're gonna get the ceremonial first play here.
Oh, I get to find what's not working right?
Yeah, he gets to find what's not working. And what Nick's got over here is a topper. And those don't take very long to put on, do they, Nick? Or do they,
No,
Chris?
You just pop out your top screws. The trick is things run in the wire so you don't get a shadow from the wire behind your glass. If you just let the wire run in front of your LEDs, you'll get a shadow on your glass.
What do we need, a Phillips screwdriver?
Yeah.
Can you see if there's one in that? There's a toolbox in there?
Felipe number
Right
2.
there. Felipe number 2. Here we go. All right, here, put a credit on it. Let's fire it up and see what happens.
It's got to initialize on the node board still.
Yep, you can see it says startup in progress.
Oh, boots right up into test mode. Have they done that before?
I don't know. And here at we're calling this, St. Louis Escape. We're here at St. Louis. We're calling this St. Louis Pinball at St. Louis Escape, and we just added a leaderboard up there. All right, here we go.
The programming of the arrows to be mostly red all the time too on the board.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's pretty neat.
The arrows are mostly red now. Okay. And there we go, Elvira Pinball.
Sparkle when we're done.
Now is that an autograph or is that an etched in there?
No, that's like a copy of an old
It
thing.
looks like somebody's sneaking in the back door.
This is actually a decal that goes over the apron.
Yeah, that is really cool. You'll notice this game also has Insider Connect. You have your phone and you put it over there and it'll know it's you.
Fire up your retro rocket.
Stern also has redesigned their flipper.
They have?
Yeah, they've messed with the flipper bushing and the tail sleeve a little bit. They've kind of like copied precision pinball a little bit and tweaked some things so they can get a tighter flipper.
And there you have it, Elvira Pinball. Look at the back glass on that. That is stunning. All the CG work, and it has all these like 50s horror movie clips. It actually plays Shout as well. I mean, look how amazing. This is so amazing. Look at that artwork.
It's definitely the best value of a art package on a game. I agree with that.
But this one.
All right, what about this here, Chris?
Overpriced.
Stern sells their toppers separate. And what it does is it raises up and you see Elvira on there. And it lights up and that's pretty much it. And that topper costs like $1,500. It's crazy.
It's 900 MSRP.
Is it 900 MSRP?
Should be, I think so.
Nice
$8.99.
shot. I'm skilled.
This Elvira machine costs right around $12,500. What's that?
Ball got stuck under the ramp when it was coming down. That happens quite a bit on Elvira's. It should go into ball search here in a minute and run that motor. You'll have to go through twice. There you go.
All right, can we put on the topper?
Absolutely.
Let's put on the topper and then this whole video will be done. And here's the topper.
Sure, you climb up there.
All right, should we pull it out some? The topper, in order to get the topper plugged in, you have to take off the back glass. And the way you do that is you have this key.
Oh, well, I gotta get the key. It's usually in the door. Usually it's hanging on the hook in the door.
Yeah, I think all the keys were on here. There was like 4 of them.
I think you're right. Oh, they fell on the floor?
Yeah, they fell on the floor.
And it's a H95 key on all Stern's back glasses, except when they run out of the H95 lock. Then you don't get one. So then you have a different key for your back.
So you open that, and you have to take this out very carefully because that's real glass. On any kind of LE or machine has real glass. A premium, on the other hand, will have, like, you know, plastic or whatever you want to call it.
Never set them down on concrete or lay them down.
And then when you take the glass out, you got to be real careful about that as well.
Yeah, don't set it on concrete because it's tempered, so it'll shatter into a million pieces.
And it sounds cool when it shatters.
Yeah, especially if it shatters over your playfield while it's in your game, and then you're vacuuming out all your glass pieces for the next 5 years.
All right, she's ready for the topper.
Yeah,
So there's plugs up there. You take out the plugs, which she's doing right now. And because the wires from the topper, which we need to cut, we need a wire cutter or that razor knife. So are there, or a pair of scissors? All right, what you really want is wire cutters here, but there we go. So now you're gonna run those wires. There's usually 2, right?
Power and
what?
data.
Data.
But we're gonna need actually, no, we don't need a tool to get into the power supply. Used to, you have to. If you had a bill acceptor, you gotta take the power supply cover off. She's a little tangled. By the way, Stern, this is the wrong size connector for that wrong size wire and the wrong size crimp.
What did they do wrong?
It's too small of a wire for the size of crimp in that connector. It's just not like code. Like if you were like an electrician, you're not supposed to put that small of a wire in that size connector because it doesn't make a good contact. They should know about that by now with their Rush pinball stepper motor.
All right, so where are those gonna go? Usually there's directions, but you can see one empty, like kind of phone plug. So obviously one's going there. That's for data.
Yep, Ethernet.
So that's gonna plug in right there. You can see how easy it is to put these toppers on. And then she's gonna put the screws back in. And then where does the other plug go? That gives it power.
Right down to your power supply, there's an open connector. You can either use it for your topper, you can use it for accessories, or you can use it for your bill validator. There's also, unless they stopped for some reason under this cover, an additional 2-pin 110 volt plug. And it is fused, which is very nice of Stern.
You know, one of the things that bothers me about Stern that I like about Jersey Jack is it has the flap to keep the balls from coming out. Do you like the flap on a Jersey Jack?
girls running.
I don't think. Oh, you're talking about when you service the game?
Yeah, so if you lift it, it'll keep the balls in the
I don't think
chute.
so because it's just as easy to take the solenoid plunger, pump up a ball manually, and then just grab your ball. It doesn't bother me.
All right, so we're ready to put it back, push it into place. And you can see he lifts it up, he sets it back into the groove. Then you gotta shut that, lock it, and then where do you put those keys, Chris, typically?
I hang them right here on the hook.
Right there on the hook.
If you're an operator, take one of these H95 keys and just throw it on your key ring.
And we gotta shut that.
And then find where I set down the other 2 keys.
And then this game is, we can turn it on right now, right? Let's turn it on. Push it into place. Now with the topper, it took us, I'm gonna check it out. We're at 29 minutes. So realistically, if we were trying to get into a race, we probably could do all of it in like 15 minutes to 20 minutes tops. We've been doing it a little bit slower. We didn't have the right tools. Having the right tools is really important to set it up quicker. But either way, there you go. Elvira with the topper. We'll turn it on one more time. We're gonna push it into place. You wanna push it into place there, Chris?
No way.
This is there's no editing in this video. This is just a, it's gonna bump.
Gameplay.
Hey, is all the bolts tightened on the legs?
Yep.
All right. And there we go, and it's gonna sit right next to James Bond. 2 games that have toppers. Now you can set your game on free play, or here, we're gonna set it on $1 a game. And
$2 by now. Stern. $1 Pro, $1.50 Premium, $2 LE from the factory. Come on, guys. We're trying to make a living.
so he put a credit on it. It says it's startup in
It's
progress.
gonna update because we plugged in the topper.
Yeah, you see where it says node board running time? Okay, so it's updating the game because now it has a topper.
Yeah, it considers the topper an additional node.
And there we go. Now it's ready to be played. Do you like this game here, Chris?
Yeah, it's a good game. This is the one thing I have noticed on them, which mine does it too, but I've seen ones that don't. There's a gap on the family
don't
clip
fail me
topper
now.
that should not be visible. That's something that they've been doing in their manufacturing that quality control needs to check.
All right, so turn it on and give it a play. And there you have
Did I
it.
tell you red's my favorite color? I mean, besides black.
So that wraps up this video. We want to say thanks for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video. To the channel. And we hope you like the Elvira unboxing. You can actually play this game right here at St. Louis Escape. But I wanted to mention, this game is very popular. You would think, hey, Elvira, she's in her 70s. Like who remembers Elvira? The people who buy pinballs remember Elvira. The people who are 50 years old, 45, 60, they remember Elvira. And they remember very fondly because this is her 3rd pinball machine. She had Elvira and the Party Monsters, which came out, I don't even know when that game came out, but it was early 80s. She was super popular. She had another game come out, and I'm sure that was in the 90s. And it was called Elvira Scared Stiff. And so, what a genius idea to come out with another Elvira pinball machine. And it's the best one. So thanks Stern for making Elvira, because we love these games. And by the way, my rant to Stern is you have to pick better themes. I'm sorry, but Foo Fighters, they're just a fringy rock band. So is Rush. I know there's a lot of Rush fans, but the only people that are fans of Rush are Rush fans. They don't have any casual fans. Where's Nirvana? Michael Jackson, Beastie Boys, Prince. If we want to do rock pins, Motley Crue, Van Halen, You know, get us these games, even Def Leppard. When it comes to non-rock pins, why aren't you doing comedies? You know what Big Lebowski showed? Big Lebowski proved that, and I know they made them very slow, but that was a cult classic comedy, and they've sold over 2,000 of those machines. Where's Caddyshack? Airplane, Blues Brothers. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's so many comedies that are worthy. Animal House. Can you imagine an Animal House pinball where you have 6-ball multi-ball and Bluto says, food fight, right? Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And let me give you a great idea, Stern. You know, you could do the same thing Spooky did and make one pinball machine and do it for 2 different themes. Do Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Same pinball machine, different art package, different video effects. That would be fantastic. Let's get some better themes. You know, there's so many great themes that we don't have to do Rush, okay? Or Foo Fighters, or James Bond. They're not really that popular in America, okay? Iron Maiden. It's a cool pinball machine, but Iron Maiden's not that popular in the United States. So I would really like to see Stern invest more into themes. And so I'm looking forward. I hear the rumor is they're doing John Wick. I am a huge John Wick fan. I would very much like a John Wick pinball. And I heard, you know, Jersey Jack seems like their next 3 themes are gonna be big. So we'll see. And then there's a company over in Europe that got Back to the Future. Stern, why didn't you get Back to the Future? It's a good question. Again, comedy. Do comedies. People love those movies from the 80s. Until next time, like and subscribe to the channel. Now, we're gonna go play some pinball, including Elvira.